Hey people, I'm going to go over really quick the Frontrunner Outfitters drawer system for the JK Wrangler. I'm going to compare it to the ARB system that is similar. I had actually ordered the ARB kit and sent it back, and I'll hit on why. That is the Frontrunner drawer sitting in front of you there. The packaging is around it. That's actually wood that bolts to the drawer. Actually bolts. So that was kind of nice. I was surprised. And it has two handles on either side. Pretty easy to move around. The ARB stuff came in a cardboard box around the drawer, sitting on a pallet, and then the there was two other boxes that came, cardboard boxes that came with it, and they were saran wrapped to the drawer. Kind of annoying, and it is especially annoying when I went to go return it. So that's the other two boxes, those long boxes sitting on top of the moving blanket there that it comes with. Price, similar in price, except Frontrunner charged me $450 for shipping. The ARB, no shipping. I think when I get it from Extreme Terrain, no shipping. Let me hit on the ARB stuff first. Why did I send it back? First thing is, they list the kit that I got to go with the Wrangler that I have. I have a 2014 Wrangler Unlimited, and it does not have the subwoofer in the back. I won't say it specifically says that it's for that application, but it's really hard to find information on ARB's website and to the vendors, on and on and on, and not many people buy them. There was information. I'll get that in a second. The kit that they sell, it says something like, I don't know, without plastic trim or something, and that's specifically what it's for. It does not fit the late model JKs unless you want to pull out the plastic trim in the back. Those two pieces of plastic trim that sit kind of on the back side of the wheel well need to be removed, but you also don't have the carpet coverage that you do in the early model JKs that have full carpet coverage of the wheel wells. That's what those early model JKs is what that kit fits. ARB, at least the USA folks, had no idea. Fed me a bunch of excuses, and every time I refuted an excuse, we'd turn around and have another excuse based off of what I just said. We went back and forth for about a week. I was extremely irritated, and then tried to return it, and that was a big production. So in the interim, I tried to buy the trim kit for the drawer. Both drawers are modular. As far as like they would go to multiple applications, and then they do a trim kit around the edges here to fit the specific model if they make it. So ARB does make a trim kit that fits the Wranglers with the subwoofer, and it's just basically one side is a little shorter. It goes to, I don't know, about right here, and that's what this Frontrunner kit is for as well. I'd rather fill the whole thing in completely. I can use the space. I've got like a bag full of my recovery gear that would hopefully fit in there really well. We'll see what happens. Anyway, for the ARB, got the subwoofer kit application thing and got it. Went to go put it in there, and there were some pretty large gaps on either side, like inch and a half between the edge of the trim and the wheel well. And I probably could have lived with it, but by that point, I was furious. I had already drilled 2 holes in the tub of the Wrangler, and I just sent everything back and decided to try this. So here's a bit of comparisons. I will say when I opened up, the pictures on Frontrunner are not the greatest, and it was really hard to tell. Like, I knew the drawer was primarily a metal. I wasn't sure about anything else. Keep in mind the price, that they're pretty similar in price. I opened this box and I looked at this thing. I paid how much for this? That was my initial impression. Let me tell you why. One, the ARB drawer is nice. It is a very nice drawer. I'm not going to lie. The front handle alone on the ARB is really sweet. It comes up, and that's how it locks and everything. Also, on the ARB, the top slides, if you want to put, one of the portable fridges, freezers, whatever, the Dometic things on the top, it slides back and forth. This does not. It does have a tie down rail right there though. And it does come with a couple of eyes. Anyway, so the ARB drawer is nice. That alone is almost worth it. This is horribly overpriced. The first thing I saw was this mouse fur carpet. It does match OEM a little better. The ARB is like kind of that standard like kind of salt and pepper carpet that you see on a lot of stuff. And then I opened the drawer, which all metal. The sliders don't really feel heavy duty. There's not sliders on the ARB. It's rollers. It feels very sturdy and it locks out. This does not. You can tell. Drawers unlined. That kind of irritates me. I'm gonna have to figure something out about that because I can guarantee you stuff's gonna rattle around in here and it will drive me up the wall. So I'm pretty disappointed in the drawer. What else? What else is there difference? The trim kit, I thought the surrounding pieces, I thought they were metal. Again, it's very hard to tell in the directions and everything else. They are wood-ish particle board. I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked full on it. MDF, something along those lines. I also think this drawer is a little bit smaller than the ARB. I'm not 100% sure of that. Check your measurements. It might be. It feels smaller. Installation so far. The installation that is on Frontrunner's website is incorrect. They had a PDF file on there and it's not the same. I'm gonna hit those differences in a second, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, if I see that I'm wrong, I will correct myself later because I have not tried to install this yet. I'm probably gonna do it as I film. So in the instructions online, the side piece that sits right here has holes in it so that you can fit like a 12 volt PowerPoint USB voltmeter, whatever in it, which is really nice. I liked that. It doesn't look like what I got has that. I will check again. Like I said, I have not really like dove into the other boxes so much yet. That's one thing. There was one other thing and I can't remember what it was. No holes to be drilled. This all uses either the tie downs that are already in the back of the Wrangler or the threaded holes that the tie downs bolt into, from what I can tell from the directions. I believe the directions online on Frontrunner's website looks like it used turnbuckles for all of them. Hard to say for sure. I don't really remember. But it looks like they kind of changed that to where there's like a plate, I think, that goes, I can't remember if it's in the front or the back. And you only use, I think, two of the turnbuckles, and it still stays the same. I'm going to stick with this because there's no drilling involved. For the ARB, there's 6 holes to be drilled. 4 for the drawer, then 2, there's a cover that goes over where the jack goes, you know what I'm talking about. And I think this one covers up the jack hole. Yay. So I'm going to have to figure out something with that. That bothers me. But I'll figure it out. That's off the top of my head right now. It's like without getting to the installation, I don't know. The ARB instructions are terrible, and there's really not much online, so it wasn't super hard. I can tell you their instructions that came with, there were places where it was outright wrong. There were like some spacers that you had to use to bolt it down to the tub, and they're talking about spacers. It comes with them, but it's not the denominations that it comes with, where compared to what it says in the instructions. There was a math, like it's like put 3 5mm together to equal 20mm. You know, math's not my strong suit, but I don't believe that adds up. So even though I'm not super excited about this one, it's going to serve its purpose. Like overall fit, I won't say fit, overall function and like the drawer and everything else in the ARB is top notch. If you can get over, and I have a feeling this is going to not space out well either. And I'm just at the point where I don't care anymore. I want the storage because I got a mountain of crap sitting in the back of the Jeep and I need the space. I also liked, and I'm not sure how these go on the side piece on the ARB, latch in. So you can actually, it's an easy to get to functional, weirdly shaped piece of, like a storage, which is nice. these don't latch in from what I can tell, but it does look like they're removable. Like, you know, you can remove them. So, I mean, if you're in the market and you're doing this, and you're okay with the drilling of the holes and all that stuff, which is not that big of a deal, I'd say go with the ARB. But it was just my experience. I was not happy with ARB or extreme terrain for that matter, and I was determined to not let them have my money, and I'm probably to my detriment. But like I said, whatever. You live, you learn, especially when it comes to modding vehicles. So I'm going to get the installation. Not right now. It'll be a second for you. It could be a day or longer for me. But I just wanted to get this because I was walking by. So questions, whatever, always in the bottom. I will answer as quickly as I possibly can. Alright, we're going to get to the install. So far the instructions that Frontrunner provides are not hateful. We'll see how that evolves as we get into this. So the first thing, remove the cover here that goes over this wonderful cubby and the plastic piece that goes in there, and they want you to remove the jack and lug wrench. Kind of sucks. The ARB, you can actually see the rib nut here, and over there the ARB piece sits further back to about right here, and there's a carpeted portion that goes there and has I don't know, thumb screws, I guess is what they are, screws down, so you can actually keep your jack and everything right there. So far I prefer that. Second thing is you're removing the tie down hooks that go into here. Now I think I'm gonna have to do something. Actually, I know I am. These nubs need to be taken care of. They don't really tell you how. I honestly am not sure what I'm going to do yet. It says to relieve them. Yeah, I don't really know. I'll get back to you on that in a second. I'm considering maybe heat. Maybe. The alternative is to cut them. I'd rather not cut them, because this is actually my second set of plastics in here. Long story. Just I think this is actually the third one for this side, because I took the subwoofer out, got a different one without the subwoofer, and then dicking around with the ARB one with all that sharp edged aluminum moving in and around and everything. It scratched the other ones up pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to make that work, and I'll get back to you and give you all the story. Good news, I did not have to do anything. So I just finagled around a little bit, but it fit in there. It's basically just a matter of moving the plastic piece in and out there until I was able to basically wedge this down in here. Hex nut, lock washer, and regular washer, flat washer down in there. There's 10mm heads, I think I said that. Tighten them down. I hope this is the right direction. It seems like it is, because the drawer was going to sit over these studs and bolt down. We're going to get the drawer in here. I think I'm going to hopefully have enough room to put all the side pieces on. I kind of learned that lesson last time, but if not, I'll let you know. Alright, it's in there. Not too heavy. Definitely lighter than the ARB. Good thing at this point. So you'll see, those are the studs that are on that bracket. There was a cage nut there that I did have to remove, and it just slides down over that. Obviously a nut and washer and stuff go over there. I'm not going to put them in just yet, because there are still things that need to go on this side, and I'm not sure that I'm going to have the room to do it. So I'm going to try to do it in here one way or the other, but we'll get to that part. Alright, we're at step 5,000. Oh, look at that. I can actually zoom in a little out. Okay, so there's 3 brackets that go on the back here. I'm going to assume these are the correct brackets. Nothing's really labeled very well. What a surprise. So you'll notice the the D-rings that go here. Before you tighten it down, slide them this way a little bit on both sides. They call for the 20mm long bolt in this area right here. It's too short, so there were some 25-ish millimeter long that were hanging around on one of the hardware kits. I'll probably pay for this later, but they work. So that's it. It's still all 10mm. There was a couple of bolts to remove that go here and here on all three areas, and I mean, they're basically the same bolts, but whatever. It looks like you're gonna have a lot of hardware left over on this. So that is the back trim piece. And you'll see that there's going to be some space between, well, I'm going to assume there's going to be a little bit of space between the back of the seats in there. Space that I will be utilizing because of the difference in size of the drawers. So we'll move on to the next step, which is probably going to be brackets for, I don't know, I'll probably move to the big, I'll do the small side, I think, now that I think about it. So I still have some room to move side to side. All right, let's go. Okay, so I got the side ones on. You can see this is the short side. These are the exact same brackets, so you don't have to really like do any sleuthing. And you'll see here, long goes in front and the thicker one goes in the back. And this is about the point that I bolted it down or nutted it down. Doesn't sound good. So the next thing we're going to do is put on these finisher panels in the front. And you can maybe see a glaring issue here. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm working on it. I have a possible solution that's not here yet. Oh, but it's not obvious. It says in the directions. I'm sorry about the finger. To put these on both sides, you'll have to remove 2 cage nuts and move them in here. Put them on the inside. You can kind of see that right there, right where my thumb is. It's a pain, but it's possible. And then here we sit. I'm going to put the finishing panels on. There's some edge trim that I found out. I think it's called windlace. My buddy told me that that's what it's called this a few weeks ago. Did not know there's a name. So let's get this going. We'll get the front panels on, and then I think there's one more thing after that, and we'll be complete. You can see underneath there, that's the final part. You can run these turnbuckles to the stock D-rings that are there. If you're missing them, they do provide you with new ones, or at least ones that will work. They're not really new. But you can kind of see it leaves you with a little bit of space back here. I'm going to need it. You can kind of see. I'll walk around the other side. So it fits okay. I'll let that fly because that's for the subwoofer that's not there. They don't make anything else. I don't know. Maybe I can make something. I have no idea. I'm not the best at woodworking, so we'll see. These do not come off all that easily. So, and not only that, the supports under there. I mean, they go so far down. You're kind of limited what kind of space you can utilize in there. I was kind of hoping for more. The ARB kit actually sees that, and you know, it basically closes in this area, and then these top panels, they latch. So that's kind of nice, and you can still use this space. This other side is worthless to me, so it is what it is. So I don't know why they have you take the jack and everything out, because you can still get to it. As you can see, maybe I did something wrong. I don't know at this point, but honestly, I mean, the only thing I can see that maybe I did wrong was the bracket that goes underneath, but you turn around the other way and it's going to move the piece back, or move the whole drawer back, and obviously this all fits. A couple options. Maybe I order the ARB kit again, and that piece that goes right there basically. Maybe cut the stock piece to fit, and since I already have holes drilled, you know, rib nuts down in there, I can just run some thumb screws on my own, which is, I don't know, maybe this will keep it down. I have no idea. Other option is I do have Armor Light flooring on pre-order for the back. I've got it already in the front. So that does the sides, the seat backs. And it's not really flooring that goes down in here. It's more of a mat that's supposed to go over the, well, they say it's not supposed to go over the stock carpet, but it does. I can't remember if that extends that far out. I don't think it does, honestly. So this is obviously bullshit, for lack of a better word. And I'll tell you right now, this was the biggest waste of money ever. I kind of wish I hadn't gotten so angry with ARB now. What are the benefits of this? The fact that you don't have to drill holes, that's nice. The tie-down rings, that you can see 4 of them there, that's nice, but it's something I probably could have added to the ARB top. That's it. I mean, the carpet matches better. That's something I don't care. The ARB because like I said, that salt and pepper, like, I don't know, speaker box carpet that you see all the time. Whatever, it goes well enough. Their drawer is lined. This is not. Their drawer also locks out. This does not. Their drawer has a really nice handle. I mean, it's basically like you pull it up and you pull it out. Like I said, it also had the top slider. Something I would never have used, but hey, nice to have. I don't know. Maybe I could use it for a table. Fuck if I know. But it locked closed. A lot of people didn't know, but there was a, I don't know, latch on the top that you could lock it. It was a nice drawer. Don't get me wrong. Very nice drawer. Very well made. Yeah. We're in June 2022. It shipped to my door. This was about $1,800. Freaking rip off. $450 in shipping, which I know was way too much, but it just, I thought it was coming freight. It actually didn't. It came UPS. So the ARB when I bought it was about $1,400, and that included shipping. The reason I jumped on it so quick when I did was because I saw a lot of places were charging about $1,700, and I'd wagered that was to offset the shipping. So if it's still being sold at $1,400, I say go with it. I don't remember exactly what the gaps were. It was at least an inch on either side. I didn't get installed, so maybe I could have played with it a little bit, but I let my anger get in the way. I'll admit it. I just got to the point where I was just furious that I had to spend another $200 on top of what I've already spent, and I wanted to send it back already by that point, but it was being made to be a very complicated process to send it back, so I was trying to make it work. If I had to do this all over again, I'd be probably getting the ARB again. And I didn't even care about this. I had already planned to use this space. I want to put my my recovery bag there, and the way the ARB was, it was actually closed off here, and there was a finish piece that went right here, so it was nice. I mean, it made you a nice little like cabinet, whatever you want to call it, storage spot. I could have definitely put some stuff in there, and I didn't know for sure, but I have a bag with all my recovery gear in it, and I thought maybe I could just slide it in there. Maybe not. I don't know if this dimension is this dimension here is the same on this as it was on the ARB. Didn't get that far, so I don't know. Like I said, if I had to do it all over again, I'd do ARB. I'm not going to send this back because of the last BS I had to deal with. It functions as long as I can get my the medic on top, which I should be able to, and then I've got a tote that will fit, that I know fits right beside it, and then I can tie those two down, and then I have another tote that I usually put on the seat backs up there, and I should be able to fit all that. And as long as I can fit all the rest of my crap that like my recovery gear, and I have some tools and whatnots, all that stuff fits. I don't care. Probably for the inside, I'll get some speaker box carpet and glue it down in there. Get some spray adhesive, cut it myself and glue it down in there, because I can tell you right now, the stuff's gonna rattle in there. It's gonna drive me up the wall. Stuff like that drives me crazy. So there we go. That is the end of the Frontrunner thing. If you have viewed any of my other videos, you probably have some questions about why a Jeep, and I will address that and the next section. Questions, as always, are welcome. If I screwed up, please let me know. I am not, my ego is not that big to admit that I screwed up, and if I did screw up big, I'm more than happy to make another video to fix it and show my fix. But if not, this is the way it lies. Good luck.